Hi everybody, welcome to Mobility this week. We're going to work on some upper body, back and chest, some arms. I have my orb today. It's like a big foam ball. You're welcome to use one of these if you have it. And I also have a foam roller for a little bit later on. Or if you'd rather use a tennis or lacrosse ball instead of the orb, that's a good plan. Something a little different to get in there. So I'm going to start, you can do this on the wall or the floor. I'm going to start on the floor and I'm going to lay on the ball just because I'm better, and start right above, right on my chest muscle, right out here under the armpit, and work myself into the middle of my body. I'm right above the nipple here, just working on my chest, rolling back and forth and trying to get as much pressure on there as possible. And every 2 or 3 passes, I'm gonna inch it up a ½ inch, right? And then roll it pretty much into the middle of the sternum, the chest, and then roll it out. Maybe I should have done this on the wall. It's easier, probably. And then as you get up, you can get a little bit of the shoulder for sure once you get to the top. That actually feels really good for me to just sit on that for a second. Take some deep breaths. As we do mobility, if you find tough spots, rough spots, places that hurt in a good way and that need release, like right here, my shoulders definitely do. I'm just going to lean into that a little and breathe. Okay, and then maybe wiggle it around and then work our way back down. Actually, I'll start down and then work myself back up. This is a great one to do with a ball. If you don't have a ball, I just thought about it. You can actually use a kettlebell, the top of the kettlebell. It's oh so painful, yet delightful. So we're just doing a couple more passes here, and then I'm gonna switch sides, right? And work on my right side. So, and I'm coming right in mid-body, right over the nipple, and rolling in and out. I don't have a good wall to film, so I'm not doing this on the wall. I actually would rather be doing it on the wall now. This is pretty intense on the floor with all my body weight. Also, if you have a rig, it's great. You can do a tennis ball up against the rig and do this way. I'm just remembering now that I did bench press a couple days ago. And that's why I'm breathing so heavy doing this. As you get to the top, if you want to come out to your shoulder, it feels nice to go all the way out to your shoulder. And I found a nice crunchy spot, so I'm just going to sit on that and breathe for a second. And then keep it moving. And then I'm going to take it back down, and it's really like typewriter, back and forth. Work on that chest a little. And then come out to the shoulder. I get stuck on the shoulder for sure. Give it a little love. All right. So the next part, if you have an orb, you can do this with the orb. It's super intense, or you can use the foam roller. So I'll show you with both. Foam roller, really fun. Just start across the top of your back. Maybe let your Neck fall back a minute, breathe if your chest felt some serious intensity there, because we're about to find some serious intensity here. All right, right across the top of my back, right here, under my armpits, right is where the foam roller is. I'm just gonna roll to this side, try to keep my hands behind my head or just touching on my shoulders, and then roll back. And then I'm rolling over to this side and rolling back. Give yourself about 3 of those. We're just going to get warmed up here. If you've been doing some intense work, this will loosen you up for sure, but we're going to ease into this. And then slide your foam roller down about a 1/2 inch and then roll over to your right side again. Right. So just trying to loosen up those lat muscles and see where they are today. Just doing 3 passes on that side and then scooting it down a 1/2 inch to 1 inch. And then one more pass. Now the foam roller is laying under my my wings there, my traps. Just getting this last lower part on the ribs. 3 passes that way, and then I'm going to stay down here and work my way over. So just to my right side to my left side, just rolling over and rolling back, just trying to loosen up those muscles and let them know we're going to spend a little time with them. But I think you will appreciate, especially if you use your backs a lot, so I'm just inching up a little. I think you will appreciate doing a little warm up on this, starting out loosening up those muscles and letting them know that we're coming for them. All right, I'm sliding up a 1/2 inch. I'm almost under my armpits here. 3, and then I'm going to scoot one last time, make sure I'm really up under that left armpit, and rolling over to the side and back, side and back 3 times. All right, so this is where I'm going to show you this with your foam roller, and then I'll switch to the orb. Oh, get some intensity out of my neck. All right, so now we're going to come over on our right side here. All right, I'm right connected under my armpit. Under here, I got a little bit of an arc, and you can have your arm out straight if you need, or your arm here to support. And I'm just gonna sit back on this muscle, lean halfway, and try to intensely get in there. See, I'm leaning back, my body's angled, trying to hit my back muscles here. And then just giving them a little up and down, maybe like a 1/2 inch. I'm rolling my body forward, my body down. Really trying to give myself a nice little wing massage. All right, I'm going to scoot it down about halfway. And if you lean back on this muscle like we did originally, you should feel some pretty decent massage. Take it nice and slow, roll over those muscles back and forth, and then take it up and down. Now, keep doing that on the foam roller. If you, you know, like I think I've told you guys before, I love my orb. I travel with my orb. You can do the same thing here on the orb. And let me tell you, it's much more intense. So maybe your foam roller is not enough for you and it has a lot of give. You know, you're just going to scoot it down a little more. We're coming down to the rib cage in the back and getting on that muscle, leaning on the back side, giving a little side to side and up and down. But as I was saying, if your foam roller is not enough for you, get yourself an orb, because of how it's like rounded, it really just gets into those hard to reach places. Okay, and then so do that on your side. You can finish up with your foam roller, and then we're going to take it over here too and do the left side. And then I'll show you one more thing you can do with the orb or your tennis ball, and then we'll take it easy and move to our arms. So you can see I'm all the way up here, in my armpit. And let me just show you, it's laying in the back. My body, this is me up and down forward. I'm leaned back here, you know, my left leg or my right leg can sit back here. My hips are pointed up like 45 degrees because I want to get the back side of this muscle. You know, with the foam roller, you're going up and down and back and forth, right? With the orb, you can get that ball in all the nooks and crannies. So if you have an orb, I would challenge you and say, don't be shy, because ouch, you're gonna get a much more intense massage here. All right, so starting up in the armpit and then just scooting down a ½ inch to 1 inch, getting that back and forth movement, and then that up and down movement. With the ball, you can just kind of spiral it. It's brutal, wicked. And then just scoot it down a little more under your rib cage, right above your rib cage, I guess. All right, and then on this side too, just what it looks like on the foam roller is you're doing this up and down. Maybe you're supporting your head, and then this back and forth, side to side. Much more intense with the orb. All right. When that feels nice and good and massaged, I would say to everybody, get your tennis ball, get your lacrosse ball, or if you have your orb, get your orb. We're going to work the top of our shoulders and our whole trap. So I want you to think of the letter U, right? I'm going to start up here, and I'm going to start at the top of the U and go down and draw a U. Or with the orb, you can just make a big circle. But basically, you are starting here and making a big U down to the bottom here, and then coming back up. So you're hitting your whole trap. And if that's not working for you, just give it a little side to side. It's good times, good fun. But your upper back will so appreciate you. Just like we did on the chest, you're just trying to hit the back side of your body. And if your neck is not feeling it, you know, go ahead and put your head on the ground and then just give yourself a little side to side. Actually, if you have a tennis ball or a lacrosse ball, it's probably much easier to get your head on the ground. All right, and then we're just going to switch and do the other side. My orb did start off round. It's a little oblong now. I put some serious weight onto this. All right, so you can start with the letter U, or if you feel like you're not that coordinated to do the letter U, that's how I'm feeling right now. Just give it a little back and forth. Start up at the top, work your way down, and then if you're on the floor, it's just going to slide out. And oh, this is really delightful. Who needs a masseuse when you have this? Really? Now, you can try to do some stuff with your arms and like stretch it up if moving around doesn't help, or if you need some more, if you have more mobility, that's fine, that feels great. But if this is enough, you know, just give your upper back some love. And if it's too intense, always just take it down to a tennis ball, right? A nice soft tennis ball will work it out for you. Delightful. All right, so I just want to, we can put that aside. Of course, you can always do any of this stuff with the ball. I'm going to give you a little bicep, tricep action to work on. And I'll let you start out down on your belly. All right, my foam roller is next to me. And Make sure I have enough space on the camera. But basically starting at the elbow and bringing it into the armpit. I'm just rolling back and forth. Right. Getting that whole front of my arm warmed up. Letting it know that we're going to give it some relief. Now, if you have elbow pain, if you have joint pain in your arms and your hands, I would say to you, loosen up your biceps and triceps. Make sure they are loose. When I start to have elbow pain, I start to foam roll like this. Sometimes I get out the TENS unit. All right. So now what I want you to do is while you're rolling, I'm going to start in here at my armpit and roll out. I want you guys to look for a really sticky spot on your bicep. See if you can find a lump. See if you can find a spot that needs some love. If you can't, that's fine. Mine's like right in the middle. Start up here at the top a little bit outside of your armpit, right? And you're just going to do these thumb flips, right? So let me see if I can show you it this way. This angle might be better so you can see how far away I am from the foam roller, etc. So I'm here. Yeah, that's much better, right? I'm here. I'm right in on the inside of my armpit. Now, I start with my thumb down. I am putting a lot of pressure into the foam roller here. I'm going to take my thumb behind me and point to the wall behind me or the couch behind me, flipping my wrist, and then I'm still pushing into that foam roller. It's delightful. I got my thumb towards you and just getting an intense massage. Now, you don't have to have your feet up like I do. That's just because I'm tall and I don't fit on the floor. So, you know, the couch is there and it's doing its job. You can put your head down and relax, make sure you breathe, but you're just looking for that good spot. I would say 5 to 10 of those, really pushing in. Just shoot for 10. Your arms are going to thank you. We do so much with our arms, and then like I feel like I massage my back and my legs all the time, but I'm never massaging my bicep and tricep muscles, and they do so much for me, right? And then I forget and I have elbow pain. All right, I'm just shooting down an inch here, half an inch. I forget and I have elbow pain, and then I'm like, oh, why does your elbow hurt? Because your biceps are locked up, man. They're just locked up. Really push into it. Really, really, really. I am straining to push with all my might into the foam roller. All right. Now, you might be like, hey, Sharon, does this work on the orb? Hell yeah, it works on the orb. It's probably not as easy because I'm not as coordinated, but you've got to find that spot, right? And I'm twisting down. I'm lower to the ground. Oh, holy cow. And then twisting forward. I'm telling you, that curve of the ball, it's wicked. It really just gets into those muscles. Holy cow. If you don't have an orb, spend the $8 to $10 and get an orb. I think I got mine at the swim outlet online, but I mean, they got them on Amazon. It's totally worth it. Life-changing and brutal. And fits in your suitcase. All right, and then you're coming down one more time, closer to your elbow. My thumb's back. I'm pushing with all my might. All right, thumb towards the back of the couch or behind me, thumb in front of me, giving myself a nice massage, flipping the wrist, trying to loosen up my biceps. You know, and when I do this mobility, sometimes I think, oh, I don't want to do mobility. I don't have time to do mobility, or I'd rather just spend my workout time on like getting in the cardio, getting in the strength. But this just helps us get healthier and stay healthy in the gym. You know, so much more by doing mobility, especially as we age. You know, if you're a healthy 45 like me, I started mobility about 3 years ago, and I can't tell you how much it's changed me as an athlete. All right, we're gonna switch onto this side. I'll give you guys an idea though. So here, just foam roller in my armpit. I'm like next to it. I could spoon it. I'm just doing a little back and forth. When I started Evo in May of, I think, 2017, 2018, somebody can tell me the year that we started Evo, I could not squat and get to parallel. I had so much pain in my legs and my knees, I just couldn't do it. And now I can squat all the way down with weight on my back, no problem. And it's all because I put maybe an hour and a half a week into mobility, right? And I think they say you're supposed to put like a third of your training time into mobility, but I definitely don't do that, right? But it changes who you are as an athlete, and it keeps you healthy for sure. All right, so now I'm gonna start in close to my armpit. Look for a sticky spot that needs to be massaged. If you can't find one, just tell yourself you're gonna do it. I am pushing in with a good 60 to 70% might, maybe more. I'm starting with my thumb back behind me, taking it down to the ground, and pushing it in front of me. So really, you don't have to have your thumb out the whole time, but I'm just flipping my wrist, so I'm palm down and then palm up. And that's just giving me a good massage on this bicep muscle. And, you know, it's going to help me next week when I'm doing ring rows and push press and push-ups and all that stuff. All that good stuff, biceps curls. This is going to help me out. All right, scooting down a half an inch to an inch, looking for that spot again, giving it a little roll, and then flipping the rest for 5 to 10. This is nice, not even thinking about it. I did do a fair amount of work at the end of the week in my upper body. I knew I was going to do upper body mobility this week because it's been a couple weeks since I've given you guys some upper body work. I did not know it was going to coincide so well with my workouts and really be a delight. This is a delightful, painful. All right. I move down one more time, closer to the elbow. All right. Thumb forward, thumb back, or wrist down, palm up. However you got to think about it. Make sure, I mean, like, listen, you can just flop around on this. You're not really getting a massage. Make sure you're pushing your weight from your arm, using your muscles. You're pushing in to the foam roller. And if you've got a big lump, like I got a big lump here, right? So it almost feels like I get to this point and I'm going over a mountain. Don't go over the mountain, guys. Get right to the edge of it and fall back. All right? Right to the edge and fall. It's like you're going sledding. Climb up to the top and climb back down. Don't go over the mountain. Go to the top as much as you can, and then maybe tell yourself, oh, I got a mountain in my bicep, so I'm going to have to do a little more of this rehab, this mobility this week, and probably next week, you know, to really loosen up those biceps. All right. So I'm going to just finish this up here. I hope you guys are getting as much out of this as I am. Sometimes I think, oh, it's just monotonous, right? This mobility. Look, I have this mountain and I'm just rolling up along the mountain. I know I'm going to have to work out my biceps a little more this week. All right, so finish that up. And then we're going to work on the triceps, which, you know, they're great with a foam roller. It's always good to hit your triceps in the back of your arms. Sometimes it's just like, I always feel like this is an awkward position to get into, but it is. You can use the wall if you want to use the wall. I've seen a lot of athletes put this foam roller like up on the table if you need. I don't have the table, so I'm just gonna be awkward. My arm's out in front of me and I'm just trying to roll the back of that arm as much as possible. I do move it up a little into the armpit, get a couple of rolls, just like when we're foam rolling our quads, right? And then scoot the foam roller down. See, I'm just giving a little flick here, pulling it back. Just trying to loosen up that tricep say hi to it, let it know that we're going to give it some love today. And then really same thing on the other side, just hitting the back of my arm, couple rolls, right? So some people put this up on a table and then you don't have to lay down, you're kind of here and it's a little less awkward. Do what you got to do, right? And can I do this with the orb? Oh yeah, but I'm not going to take that abuse right now. All right, so work on both sides. Just get your triceps, let them know, say, hey, I'm here. Hey, we're doing some work. Because then what we're going to do is the same thing we did with our biceps, right? So like I'm reaching out in front of you. I got this up all the way under my armpits. I'm looking for a sticky spot right. I'm actually, let me show you this. And then I want to show you my wrist flip. I love this. I'm actually starting, your tricep, I'm actually starting like a hand length away on my tricep. My hand's out in front of me and palms facing up. I'm going to do the same thing. My arm's pushing into the foam roller. I can even use my head to push in a little more. And I'm going to go palm down, palm up. Give my arm a little massage. Give my head a little pillow. And try to just get 5 to 10 flips and then move down your arm closer to your elbow. 5 to 10 flips. Make sure you're really pushing into that foam roller. And then move down close to your elbow, right at the top of your elbow. Now, like I said, same as your biceps. Sometimes our biceps get tight, our wrists hurt, our elbows hurt. Sometimes our triceps get so tight that you have the same kind of work, right? And then your forearms get tight. So this is, I mean, you don't think about how much you use your triceps. If you're doing tricep pull downs, if you're doing bench press, if you're doing burpees, if you're doing push-ups, you know, make sure you give your triceps and biceps a little mobility love. I'm going to switch sides. I'm going to actually start here at my elbow because that's where I am, pushing into the foam roller. Palm is up and then palm is down. Really, really pushing down with all my might, right? This is not just me flipping the wrist. I am throwing my weight, as much of my weight as I can, into this foam roller, right? After about 5 to 10 of those, move up a half an inch to an inch. Find the gritty spot, which I just found, and push, breathe, flip the wrist, right? Push, breathe, flip the wrist. Delightful, really delightful. I hope as we're moving into the middle of April, you are doing well, you're enjoying spring. I just inched up a little bit. Make sure you inch up. You know, and as always, I do this on Sundays, so I try to set my intentions for the week. I'm coming back from vacation. I know I have a busy week at work, but I'm just going to take it one step at a time, right? Try to get in a couple workouts. I'd love to get in a workout every day, but, you know, I'll shoot for 4. Try to get in another mobility this week. Just think about your goals for your week. Set your intentions, but remember, it's springtime, the weather's changing. Sometimes it's rainy and we miss the sunshine. You know, just be easy on yourself. You gave your body some love today with mobility. Give your brain some love too. And, you know, hopefully you have some peace and a lot of successes throughout the week. I'm just loving this wrist flip. I don't even want to change it. It feels so good. All right, so that's your upper body mobility for the week. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.